Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be giving you guys some tips for going into year 12. Please ignore the fact I'm wearing a Christmas jumper. Yes, I know it's June, but it's comfy and I'm cold and I just want to wear a Christmas jumper. I'm not cold anymore actually, but you know, it's comfortable. So I've got quite a few here. They're in no particular order, but I'm just going to go through them, numbering them, just to make it easier to structure it. So tip number 1 is use your frees. And this is the thing that I was always told before I went into sixth form. Use your frees. How should you use your frees? You should use them to get some homework done. You should use them to get some revision done. Because your frees are there for a reason. Your frees are there so that you can deal with the increased workload. But also, tip number 2 is balance your frees. So even though people will say, use your frees, use your frees, use your frees, you should also make sure that you are getting a work-life balance. So I do 4 A-level subjects. Don't do that unless you have to. So I don't have many frees. So most of them will be spent studying. But what I did in order to achieve that balance is I say on Friday, I'm not going to do any work. I will do the work for Friday on Saturday. So I gave myself my first free on Friday. I had 2 frees on Fridays. Like, I loved Fridays. First free would sit with a coffee and talk with friends. And my second free would be hang out in an empty classroom with friends. But on the other days I would have intense revision, except on Wednesdays where I would have group study. So making sure you are achieving a balance with your frees is really important. So whilst you should be using your frees to revise, you should also use frees as an opportunity to make friends and make memories, because sixth form isn't just work. Even though it is a lot of work, it's not just work. So number 3 is do work as it's set/plan out your time. And this is another way you can achieve a balance. So I've always got a little to-do list on my whiteboard. Whiteboard was one of the best purchases I've made, by the way. You should get a whiteboard if you can. And what I'll do is I'll prioritize tasks about, oh, number 1, do this, number 2, do this. And then I'll write a time I want to get it done, a day I want to get it done. So I'm like, oh, this 12 marker was set today. Well, I'll do that at 4 o'clock and stick to it. And do work as soon as you can once it's been set, because it prevents things from building up. Unless you're really good at organising your time, which I'm alright at organising my time, but I do like to get stuff done early because otherwise I forget about things. So for example, if you get set a 12 marker and a 20 marker, you want to do maybe the 12 marker when you're free and then the 20 marker when you get home, or the 20 marker, get up early and do it in the morning, but just do it as soon as you can when it's set, because it just prevents things from building up. But also plan and prioritise your tasks. So I'd recommend doing the longest tasks first and then the shorter tasks last. So then you get the worst out the way and then you can do the easier stuff. So number 4 is do further reading/exploration of your subjects. So this is really good for the essay subjects. I'm not sure about science, but there's so many books you can read and some of them are really interesting. So I've been reading recently Paul Willis's Learning to Labour and I've really been enjoying it. And I've also been reading In Your Defence by Sarah Langford, and that is a law book, but it's also relevant to sociology, and I've really enjoyed it. So further reading's good, and it's also good if you want to do it for the subject you want to do at uni. So I want to do law at uni, so a lot of my books that I've been reading have been relevant to law, but they're also relevant to sociology, so that's great. And this also counts as documentaries or podcasts, so there's some really good ones out there. Just have a little look. They're really good for consolidating knowledge and getting extra little nuggets of detail that you can include in the exam that other people might not have, boosting your grade. What's not to love? So number 5 is talk to your teachers. They're doing your UCAS recommendations, but they're also the ones who are experts in their subjects, and you can get really good advice from them. So every Wednesday I would go to my English teachers and I'd be like, help me, because I can't do English. I'm finally getting the hang of it, but I couldn't do English for a very long time. And I'd be like, I've written this essay, it's really bad, help me. And they'd be like, yeah, this is bad, but this is how you make it not bad. And I'd be like, oh, that's how I make it not bad. And then I'd write another bad essay and they'd be like, this is still bad. And then eventually I got the hang of it. So going to teachers is very useful. They can definitely help you. And also they're there if you need help if you're feeling stressed. So I went through a bit of a period in January where I was having a little bit of a breakdown, and I went to my teacher and I said, I'm really, really stressed. And they went a little bit easier on me with deadlines, but it didn't matter because I was still doing my work, which just made the breakdown worse. So I don't know, but if you are struggling, go to your teachers because they can always do stuff to help you. So the next thing is pick subjects you enjoy. So I took 4 essay subjects because I love essays, and I don't love essays, but I love the essay subjects. And that's good because if you're passionate about something, you're going to stick with it. So I almost dropped English because of that whole I can't do English thing, but I didn't because I love English and I love reading and I just love it, and I stuck with it, and now I've been improving. But if I hadn't been passionate about English, say for example it was maths, I probably would have dropped it and I would have given up and then it would be no good. But if you're passionate about a subject, you are going to want to spend more time on it, because I don't know if you remember from GCSE, I know it was very recent, if there was a subject you hated, you couldn't do it, you didn't want to spend time on it, you didn't want to work on it. At A-level you're spending a lot more time on subjects, so don't take subjects you don't like. Because I know a lot of people will take things based off what they want to do for their future career. I know a lot of you guys might not even know what you want to do yet, that's fine. But some people might be like, oh, I want to do medicine, so I'll take science. But they hate science. Or, oh, I don't know anything else that really requires specific subject combinations. But so if you want to do medicine, you want to do science, you don't like science, you're going to be suffering throughout sixth form. So make sure your subjects is something you're passionate about, and that's more important than taking subjects you need for uni, because at the end of the day, the uni subject is going to be like those subjects you don't like. So make sure you're doing what you enjoy and not what your parents want, not what your friends want. Do what you're passionate about. And revise early / as you go along. I've put in my notes. This is really useful. So this is something I've been doing because I saw it in all of these advice videos. So revise as you go along because it prevents you from having to do stuff the night before, and it also, your long-term memory builds up. So I remember the stuff I did at the start of the year much better than the stuff I've done recently because I spend so much time going over it. So for example, oh, that's a weird bug on my window. So Michael Stanhope was made Groom of the Store in 1547, and that's a precise fact I remember because I spent so much time going over Edward when we were learning it. So revising as you're learning is really good, and keep revisiting the old topics as you're going along. So I might, say for example, we started the Russia topic, so I'll be making revision cards for each lesson as I go along, but then I will make sure I go back to the early French Revolution. And that just keeps everything fresh, make sure you're remembering stuff, and do practice questions for old answers as well, not just recent ones. Have fun, enjoy yourself. Yes, have fun, enjoy yourself, because sixth form might be more work, but it's also so much more fun because you have your frees and the people are amazing. At least in my sixth form, the people are amazing. And it's just, you don't want to spend your whole time at sixth form working, so make sure you do enjoy yourself. That could be doing fun things in frees, like people play card games, we played hide and seek once, played Bitmoji Party once. So as well as working, make sure you are making time to enjoy yourself. And take opportunities outside of school. This is good for UCAS and also good for self-development. So I did a lot of university taster days and stuff, and I really enjoyed them. And I guess I can sort of suggest some for law because that's what I've been focusing on, because that's what I want to do at university. There's also stuff like work experience and enrichment. So I've been volunteering assistance advice. And basically, if you're offered something, do it. If you're offered something and you're interested, go ahead. Although I will say that if you do miss school for it, make sure you catch up. So I can actually remember once I went to a taster day at Clifford Chance, and I had a lot of catch-up work, and I was just sat there on the train, and it was rush hour, and I had my notebook on my lap, and I was like, I've got to do my work. Maybe not a good idea. Maybe I should have waited till I got home, but catch up as soon as you can so you don't fall behind if you do that. Day folders. Yes, day folders are something you need. They are a must. Get a big one. Get a big chunk one like this one. I've named her Sarah. I haven't named her Sarah. I'm just so tired. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. So get a big day folder. Make sure you have lots of space. Empty it, I'd say, every half term or every few weeks. I started emptying mine just when it got full. If you're doing science, maybe do it at the end of every subtopic, but if you're doing essay subjects like I am, sometimes every subtopic is really long and then you have too many notes and your day folder is bursting. So once it gets too heavy, empty it. What I like to do is I like to have these little plastic wallets and put all my work in there rather than have them all separate like this. But it's personal choice. But make sure you do have little dividers because they're good. And something my teachers always say you should have in your day folder that maybe I should be doing is have mark schemes in there, because if you're doing something in school, it's always good to just have it on you. And next point, which I have put as buy lots of folders plus. Buy lots of folders. Relevant to the amount of subjects you're doing. So I have quite a lot and I need more because I do 4 subjects. So I'd recommend having 2 to 3 for each subject for year 12. Year 12 alone, because all of your work is done in folders, and it's better to have too many than it is to have not enough. And the place I recommend buying folders from is WH Smith's, because they do a lot of offers and they're really good. This is not sponsored. Asda also sell folders, but they don't sell them in like the type I like. I'm quite picky with my folders. I like the ring binder ones, but the smaller ring binder ones, and Asda just seems to do lever arch ones. I don't like the lever arch ones for my normal notes. I like them for my day folder. Oh, I don't know. I'm just picky with my folders. But basically, Asda, WH Smith do cheap folders. There's probably cheap ones on Amazon as well. Pay attention in lesson. Yes, most important thing. Also important at GCSE, because you don't want to be catching up. It's so hard to catch up at A level. So pay attention as you go along. It will save you so much hassle. My final thing is don't panic and expect low grades from the beginning. I know that's kind of scary. That's what I was scared about. People were saying, oh, like a 9 at GCSE is equivalent to a C at A level. It is, but that's not... A C at A level is really good. And also it's not to say that you're doing badly. The mark scheme is completely different at A level, like really different. So where you might get marks at GCSE, you won't get marks at A level. And there's so many new question types, like 30 marker. Oh my gosh, 30 marker. They're not as bad as they sound. So of course you're not going to be getting excellent grades as soon as you start. You're not going to enter sixth form and be getting A stars. It's usually about halfway through year 12 that your grades will start to go up. So if you're on a C or a D or an E for months, don't panic, because you will get better. So I was stuck on a C for English. I know, C's not bad, C's good. But like, I was just stressed because I wasn't improving. I was getting C minuses, I was getting D's up until March. And then I shot up, I've been getting B's and A's. So don't panic if you're getting low grades. It's just how it works. The mark scheme's different. You can't be expected to come into sixth form and suddenly be a genius and be getting straight A stars. And if you are, tell me your secrets, please. So yeah. And also another thing is when you start sixth form, it doesn't seem that much. It's usually about February that it does start to get quite stressful. And people are saying that. But also, don't worry. When it gets stressful, don't worry. This is all temporary. You're not going to be in sixth form for the rest of your life. And there are times where it's hard, and there are times when it's easy. It's just how it is. It's on balance. Sixth form is really fun and it's really enjoyable, and I really hope you guys have an amazing time. I wish you the best of luck with your GCSE results. Try not to think too much about those in the summer, by the way. And if you've already got your GCSE results, well done, congratulations. So if you have anything you'd like me to record as another video, please let me know in the comments down below. I just heard a noise. If you enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe. Turn the notification bell on. I've never said that. Sounds weird saying that. And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.